my friends, and welcome to the Growing Happy Babies Birthworkers interview series. In this podcast directory, I make sure that you have the easiest possible time deciding which wonderful birth supporter is right for inviting into your family's journey. All the potential members of your essential prenatal and postpartum village are assembled right here in the Growing Happy Babies directory. Doulas, midwives, prenatal and infant bodywokers, lactation consultants, and so much more. I'm Adina Kopinski, board-certified lactation consultant and fellow mom. Together, we transition more easily into motherhood. Let's grow some happy babies together. Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another wonderful conversation on the Growing Happy Babies podcast. Today, I'm talking with Michal Melamed, and she has been a doula for so many years. She's going to tell us more. I think it's 17 years. And she is also a childbirth educator and an equilibrio practitioner. And she will, I'm sure, tell us more about what equilibrio means, because that's a bit of a buzzword nowadays. So Michal, hello, welcome.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Adina, and Hanukkah Sameach.
Hanukkah Sameach. It's wonderful to meet you. I love all the people I meet on this show. It gives me such a wonderful opportunity to meet the people like me who love supporting women and families during the birthing years. And it gives us all, I think, a lot of joy and fulfillment. So tell us first, Michal, just to go all the way back to the beginning of your story, what brought you into the field of doulaing?
Okay, so I've been a childbirth educator for over 30 years. And in the beginning, being a doula wasn't really a well-known thing or an in thing. And after many years of being a childbirth educator, couples would say to me, "Can you attend our birth?" And those were the days where you had to say you were their aunt or their grandmother or their sister or something, because it really wasn't acceptable in the hospitals at all. And then I just saw these courses sort of pop up, and I said, this is what I want to do. And I found a course here in Tel Aviv with Ruti Carney. She's amazing teacher. And I studied to be a doula through her over the year, and I've been a doula since.
Wonderful. So yeah, it's 17 years, right? Is that what you told me?
Yeah, wow. 17 years, wonderful years. And occasionally I think of, I'm going to stop, and my couples say, no, you can't stop. I'm going to have my second baby, my third baby, my fourth baby. You have to keep on going. And I just feel honored to be at the beginning side of the life cycle, the miracle. Giving birth to a human is something that until you experience it, you have no idea of the immensity of the gradness of seeing another human, enter your life. It's just something that consumes your whole being.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about what sets you apart as a doula? What's the Michal of your doulaing, or of the work that you offer the families that you support?
So I, as soon as I get a phone call, I guide my couples until the birth and after the birth, meaning that we meet once a month. We go over all their likes, their dislikes, their wants, their desires, understanding what their birth plan or birth wish list is about, understanding what are their needs, which they may not even know what their needs are. Some couples may say, I want totally a natural birth. And I'm like, that's great. That's wonderful. But if you're giving birth in a hospital, other entities may arise that may sort of like interrupt your idea of what a natural birth is all about. Or some women say to me, you know what, Michal, I know you're all about natural. I really don't want to. I want my epidural. And that's it. I'll see you when I have my baby. I'm like, okay, great. If that's what you want. But sometimes things change, and lo and behold, this woman, she's like amazing. The day she went into labor, I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, yeah, I'm feeling great. Okay. I said, okay, you want to wait at home a little bit? Yeah, we'll wait at home a little bit. It's always recommended to wait at home as long as possible. Rest is best. And I said, how are you feeling now? I called back a little bit later. We met at the hospital. We walked around a little bit. how are you feeling now? I always ask, every few hours how they're managing. She says, I'm feeling a little bit of pressure. Do you want to go in and check it out? Yeah, okay. We check it out. She's about 8.5 centimeters. The midwife zooms with the whole staff, rolls her into the delivery room, and 20 minutes later, she has a baby without her epidural, without any sort of assistance. And it was so quick, she's laughing afterwards. She's like, Michal, this is so different than what I expected. And she's like, I guess I'm not getting my epidural. I said, no, you have a baby instead.
I love
And
that.
that's how birth goes. It's the unexpected. So I prepare them for every situation. It's very important to understand birth is the unexpected zone. We're delving into the land of the unknown, and we never know how it's going to progress, ever. We never know. There are always changes. It's good to have an idea in mind what you like, and then be very accepting of there may be a different flow here.
Yeah. Everything, it starts with birth, that's unexpected, and then you end up raising a child, and that's unexpected too.
So I guide them through this whole experience, through their whole changing experience of their bodies and their emotions and their coupleness. And then, of course, the day of the birth, I'm there with them, whether it's a 4-hour birth or a 72-hour birth. I will not leave their side throughout the whole thing. And then, of course, I come back for a postpartum visit to make sure they're healing properly, and breastfeeding, if they would like breastfeeding, is going well, and their bottoms are healing, and their management between becoming a new mother is huge. It's a big experience, something they didn't really prepare for. They prepared for this birth, the birth, and then boom, they're a mother. What do I do now? What do I do with this little human who depends on me 24/7?
Yeah.
So those are important things to prepare for also.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us what is equilibrio, this modality that you practice?
Okay, so equilibrio is the balancing of the fascia tissue with the muscle tissue, and in order that there is no tension whatsoever in the body. When there is tension or there is something that's holding back anywhere in the body, that can affect the birth itself. Okay. So if you have tension in your shoulders here and you have this upper backache or wherever it is, or neck ache, that can affect the progress of the birth. So it's a treatment of the whole body. How to open up space, how to create space for baby, how to elongate, in between, understanding the balance between ligaments and tendons and tissues. And there are ligaments that are around the belly that have to be loosened too, the round ligaments, the inguinal ligaments. How do we open all of those up? As baby gets bigger, these ligaments tend to tighten, and that causes more pain. And in the typical Western medicine, doctor will say, well, that's what you signed up for, and it'll go away after you give birth. And equilibrium says, no, you do not have to suffer with this pain. If we help massage the area, open the area, loosen these ligaments, you can feel great. And it's important to feel great when you're pregnant. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. So I do something similar in my breastfeeding practice as a lactation consultant. I practice a method called body-led breastfeeding, that I created with a colleague in the States. And we
Mm,
say, like you say, that it's not the baby's mouth that breastfeeds, it's the baby's whole body. And it's so funny that you
yes,
use the example of the shoulders, because you'll see that babies who struggle to breastfeed, their shoulders are up here at their ears because they're looking to support their jaw with their shoulders, but it's not their shoulders' job. That's a
right.
compensatory pattern. So when we can get their tongue doing the work of the breastfeeding, which that's the muscle that's supposed to do the work, and we can relax the shoulders, things work better. The sucking is more efficient and more comfortable, and it's very, very body centric. So I love to hear
That's
about how
amazing.
the similar philosophies, they really track across all different experiences of the body at different ages and different stages.
Very true. Very true. I'm going to send all my clients to you. You sound amazing.
Okay, great. Yeah. So is there a story that you like to share with people, that tells them a lot about what birth is going to be. Maybe an experience you had with a client yourself, a story that inspires or informs the pregnant women that are listening to us now and prepares them for what is coming.
I have so many stories. I usually just tell the story of the last birth I just had, and sometimes it's not inspirational in a positive way. It's a learning experience. We can learn from every single birth. Like this last birth I just had, it may not be inspirational, but it's things that happen. She was so wanted the natural birthing room, and everything was healthy and wonderful and fantastic. And it's always the unexpected happen. She could not urinate. She could not urinate.
Yeah.
This is the first time it ever happened to me. I put her in hot water and a hot shower, and we did all this massage and tried to relax. And in the end, they had to put in a catheter. If you put in a catheter, then you don't get the natural birthing room anymore. And then you have to go to a regular room. She had a beautiful birth anyhow, but it's the preparation of expect the unexpected. You never know. She didn't have gestational diabetes. She didn't have high blood pressure. She had no GBS. Everything should have gone perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's also about this woman. It's about letting go. I always tell the women, you have to just let go of everything, it's also about, there's a lot of baggage we carry as women. And this baggage can be carried with us through the birthing experience without us having knowledge of it. So it doesn't even have to be anything about birth, but if they have some childhood experience that maybe was not so pleasant, or a mother-daughter relationship, or a father-daughter relationship, or something as an adolescent growing up that happened, anything that they may not even think of it as traumatic, but this relationship affects their birth experience. And it's very important when we do mindfulness birthing or meditative birthing to allow all those experiences to rise. I love Naoli Vinaver. She is an amazing, amazing Mexican midwife. She's been here a few times in Israel. I highly recommend everyone to take a seminar with her. She's just years of knowledge. And she talks, I guess it must be a Mexican terminology, but she talks about our emotions as being cold stones, down, way deep down, like weighing us down, like in the ocean, heavy in our belly. And we need to light the fire and allow them to rise up and float out and away before we have our babies, before we give birth. And then and only then, when we can let go of everything else and just be in the here and now, then we can have a beautiful, wonderful, amazing birth experience. And that's a major, major idea to bring into the whole birth experience.
Can you say her name once again? I didn't catch it.
Naoli Vinaver.
Okay, lovely.
Amazing Mexican midwife. She just, has so much knowledge and enriches doulas, midwives, doctors, so many professionals study under her. She's just amazing.
It sounds like she's describing the work of a lifetime, not just the work of a pregnancy.
She is, and it is the work of a lifetime. And birthing is the most memorable experience you'll have in your whole life. I really believe that. It makes a huge impression. Women who are over 90 will remember every single birth they've had, every single detail.
Yeah. Even
though it's one day.
Yeah. Some of my births, I don't just remember the surroundings, but even the physical sensations of giving birth. Yeah.
Yes. Some women have told me, you know what, Michal, you were amazing and wonderful. I'm so glad you were with me. They remember the one sentence the doctor said to them. That's what they remember.
Yeah.
That's how heightened your senses are when you are birthing.
What's something that you think women will be surprised by when they're giving birth?
I think, especially being here in Israel, I don't know how the other systems work in, all over the world, but here in Israel, because it's socialized medicine, there is a lot of waiting going on. And couples are not ready for that waiting experience as much as I explain it, as much as I tell them, you know what, you think your birth is very unique and wonderful, and it is to you. It is. And it is to me also. But when you get to the hospital and they have 30 other women there who are all laboring and birthing and making noise and saying, you know what, I can't anymore. You're going to wait, especially when they tell you, you tell them it's your first birth. They're going to laugh. It's your first birth. Take a number over there, sit down and wait 17 hours. And couples are just totally surprised as much as I tell them, what do you mean? We went on a tour and they told us this and they told us that. And I said, that's all wonderful and all very nice if you were the only ones birthing there. But when you get there, there's a whole bunch of waiting going on. And that's the hardest part for them, is the wait, because they want to build their birthing nest. And they want, and they have that need for it. I understand that. And I wish I could give it to them. I wish. But we are within the hospital protocol who have their priorities. And if you're not 7-8 centimeters, which you're probably not when it's your first birth, dilated, you're not getting a delivery room. Right. And so where are you waiting? You're waiting in a hallway with bright lights and noise and no comfort zone and no privacy. And this is the most difficult part. It's the waiting area and not being able to build that birth nest.
And that's why you want to stay home as long as possible.
As long as possible. And I always say this. I can't put enough emphasis on that. Stay home as long as possible. I say it's like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Click your heels 3 times. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Just stay there.
Yeah. That's where the birthing can feel safe to progress. Because in a waiting room, you won't feel that safety.
Not at all. And all the channels close down. Your emotions close down. Your physicalness close down. Everything closes. My last birth I was at, where I told you she couldn't urinate, she almost stopped having contractions. She's like, Michal, there were 4 minutes at home. I mean, I know you were. I heard you on the phone. We got there, no contractions. Mm-hmm. And that happens very often.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah. So a lot of my teaching is, what do we do at home? How do we create our comfort support at home in order to stay home as long as possible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And what's your favorite piece of advice to give to women, either about pregnancy or the immediate postpartum period?
It's all about staying in the moment and getting into a rhythm. We can't let the outside interferes. And this thing here up here has to turn off. Turn it off. Mm-hmm. Stop all the chatter. I call it monkey brain. Stop all the chatter going on in there. What if Michal was going to this? And I hear them like on speed, going over. Stop with the what ifs. Take a deep breath and get into the rhythm. Like our wonderful pioneer childbirth educator, Penny Simkin, who was the genius of childbirth education, said, relax, rhythm, ritual, the 3 R's. Meaning that we're so relaxed, yes, that we get into a rhythm and we repeat it over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter how long. It doesn't matter if it's for 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. Stay in the moment, stay in the rhythm. Absolutely. And then it becomes so much part of us, the rhythm, that it's a ritual. I compare it to like waking up in the morning and brushing your teeth. You don't even think about it. Oh yeah, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth. It's automatic, auto. You could do it with one eye open. Mm-hmm. Same thing with birthing. We as soon as a contraction begins, take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. And we repeat that over and over again with movement, moving our hips. And it doesn't have to be big movement. It could be small little movements, but staying in the flow of motion automatically when the contraction begins, or I like to call it an expansion, an opening.
Yeah.
Right.
The contractions guide that rhythm and that ritual because they come in a rhythm and a ritual.
Yes.
Follow
yeah. That. And if we connect to that part of ourselves, you've got it made. And if you fear it And if you block that connection, then you've lost the momentum of staying in a rhythmic type of pattern, in enabling your body to progress.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Michal. I know that everyone listening, even if they're like living in a different country, has learned something that will help them through their labor from this conversation. So thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome.
Friends, check out the full directory for every interview we've done up until now, housed at my website, growinghappybabies.com. But before you go, I've got one question. Are you the kind of person who learns better by listening or by doing? In my 2-part online prenatal breastfeeding class, The Pocket Prenatal, I blend the basics of breastfeeding with practical hands-on skills. Choose to watch the videos on your computer or phone, read through the transcripts, or pop in an earbud, take a walk, and listen to the audio-only podcast version. After you've dived into the what's and whys of breastfeeding, join part 2, our live hands-on class, where we roll up our sleeves and practice the how of breastfeeding. Experience hand expression, learn how to size yourself for better pumping, practice bottle feeding techniques that improve your baby's sucking skills, and use easy bodywork exercises to help your baby's comfort, sleep, and digestion. You're going to walk out of this class with an essential toolkit for navigating early motherhood. This is the class every baby needs their mother to take. Go to thepocketprenatal.com and use your listener code, growinghappybabies, for a special 10% discount. See you there.